Hello again, welcome back to Orphan Espresso. I'm Doug.
I'm Barb.
I'm here to do some grinding for you with the OE Pharos hand coffee grinder. We've tried to view this grinder as a do-anything grinder. Because of the 70mm, well 68 actually, conical grinding burr, many people view this as an espresso-centric grinder. But it does grind well for any grind. French press, drip, back pot, espresso, and let's just do a little demonstration. We'll go back and forth, and we'll do some sample grinds for these various different methods of brewing. Now, to set the setup, what do you want to do first, Barb?
French press.
French press, okay. Now, this is an iteration. This is an upgrade that we were convinced was really a good upgrade to do. The first generation Pharos had a single adjusting nut, and the handle was the locking mechanism for the single nut. We found that this was sometimes not enough of a jamming force of the nuts for the tightest grinds in extremely light roasts and hard beans, and so we experimented with this. It was suggested by some owners and users, and so we went with the double nut system. This thin stainless steel nut under the handle is what locks the handle in place. I've got this set up right now, so all the way up to the top is my generally good French press grind. So it's very simple to go from press to espresso, and then in between these two is drip. So if you look, you'll see that from the side you see quite a large gap when we're up on French presses. So basically 3/16 of an inch or so, which is kind of surprising.
That's the gap between the top of the bearing and the bottom
Top
of
the bearing and the bottom of the adjustment nut, or that's how far the inner burr drops down on this adjustment. So some people find it helpful to create their own little marker, and this is a good idea. There's many mods that people have done and can do to this for their own way of looking at things. Everyone has their own way of understanding how to keep track of their grinds that's best for them, their settings. And so in this case, if you would look here, that's 1 revolution from 0. That's 2 revolutions from 0. That's 2.5 revolutions from 0. So this is kind of a spiffy thing. You can put a little ball bearing in there. You can do anything of your choice. We've decided not to add these small modifications because they're user-centric. We really don't feel like we feel like we provide the Pharos, and you provide the little touches that make it yours. This is one of them that somebody came up with and sent it to us, and I think it's pretty sweet, really. To find your 0, you pull the burr up to the end. Spin this down, finger tight, there's your 0. By the clock, that's 1 revolution, 2 revolutions, 2.5 revolutions. Lock the two together. There's a little space left. Okay, I find that generally on a good French press is around 2, 2.25. So we'll go to that. Alright, once again, go to 0. There's 1, 2, and
Can't see what you're doing.
2.25. Okay, I've locked those two together. Now, if you want to make sure, you can put your pin in here and twist it down. For French press, you really have very little force to contend with, so you really don't need to do any more than finger lock these. Okay. But as you see, to me, this slightly interferes with the bean ring, or with the popper stopper that we talked about before. Okay. We'll go ahead and we've got a 3-cup French press, and we'll go ahead and add. Sometimes you would be weighing, or we'll go ahead and add the full 21 grams approximately for that particular 3-cup. The beans all fall in. We just move it around like this. You can move it around like that. The beans all fall in. You can grind with that ring on as well. Okay, so we come down here. We're set at 2 1/4. We hold the grinder. Corks in. As you can see, not a lot of resistance here. These aren't the freshest of beans, I might add, so you're going to have a little different. And we're on a plastic folding table. It's quite pleasant with basically no resistance. Many times you'll be working on a counter. You can sit back and use it as a lap mill. Different sound. There's many different ways that you can use the grinder, and especially once you're on a coarse grind, you know, you're very much. Now, one of the things about the Pharos is the coarser it is set, the more turns it takes to grind. It's faster when it's finer. Espresso is the fastest. French press is the slowest. French press is the easiest to turn. Espresso is the hardest to turn. Now there will be on press one little spot here. See how I can't hold that up? There's just a little bit left there that doesn't go through. But the burr's now empty. Generally on press then, when I'm working, I've got my water boiling. It's not anything. Okay, I usually use a funnel. This is a little 3-cupper. Alright, so you kind of shake it down and make sure there's no coffee there. You take that, take it out. And pour directly into the press. Give it a little shake to make sure. And basically, it's empty. It's in the press. I've just used this funnel. We'll let Barb get a look at that while I get set up for drip. Now, drip is very much like press, as a matter of fact. So if you like to watch paint dry, or you like to watch a person grind coffee, right? Let's just go straight to espresso.
Okay.
All right. Now, espresso. You saw me clack the burr. Okay. When the burr is empty, this is the method for clearing the burr, to make sure that there's no grounds or no particles on it, so you can get as close to a true zero as you can. I want to make sure the cork is in. I come back down here. I go down to my zero. Okay. Now I'll do it this way this time. Once again, I've started out here. This is approximately 1/4. Let's go up to about 5/8. And for espresso, you often do need to use your little bar to tighten these together, especially if you have extremely fresh, extremely hard beans. Okay? Now as you can see, can you see the gap there, Barb? About 1 millimeter or less. This is our espresso gap. Okay? I'll go ahead and I'll grind 14 grams. Approximately. This is the classic 7-gram scoop. On goes the popper stopper. Just for neatness, you really don't have to use this. Now this will be quite a bit faster and require more strength, mostly in the holding hand. And as with all hand grinders, especially if you use them on the counter, it requires the most force in the hand that you hold with. And I reach in, as you see, I can't help but do a little golf grip kind of thing going on here, but I reach in and grasp the center. Now you have to hold the grinder down while you're turning it. You have a tendency, unless you think about it, you have a tendency to push down with both hands. You get the easiest turning basically if you push down and you hold the grinder still with one hand and you just turn with the other. Different sound, different amount of power. Many people find that this is when you want to come in with a knee grip.
That's how I prefer.
Barb prefers it because I've got more hand and arm strength than she does, and you basically see, now I've stopped, there has been no change, the burrs are loaded, and you start up again, and this makes it actually, on a knee grip, you still have to hold it with your hand. I haven't counted the number of revolutions, but for 14 grams, usually you're talking about less than 30 seconds of grinding. So now it's completely quiet. For espresso, people develop different techniques of dosing from that funnel, and you can empty the grinder into a bowl. You can empty the grinder onto a piece of paper. You can, however it is that you empty the grinder. Basically, once again, up to you. At your comfort, at your mod, use your inventiveness. But I've got a little cup that works out quite well for me, and I just put it over the funnel and shake. Okay, now there's a little left in there. Just give it a good shake. Some people spank. Some people, where's my little? Some people feel that there may be some grounds that are stuck to the plastic funnel. Doesn't take a lot, just a few little jars, okay? We just shake down. We take our basket, go directly into the basket. This is our espresso. Okay, that's the marking.
Just a little in the fingers.
Yep, just a little in the fingers. And so, as you see, a bit of dosing magic is required, once again, to your comfort and convenience. I always try to put the funnel in after I use it so I don't forget. Let's see.
The stopper?
This is the stopper. Let's just see. All right. From that technique. All right. It's a shake. I'm really working out some of this, There's my retention. I'll do one more. See everything we can get out after that espresso grind. I'll clack. All right, that's our retention. And so, in the middle, we've got the drip grind. But I think that you can see that logic just follows along the line. You can pour directly into the cone. For drip, I actually find I find this larger funnel. This is a canning funnel. It's a folding canning funnel. I find this kind of thing makes it a lot simpler. There's a larger target to hit when you're pouring. But anyway, that's grinding with the Pharos. It's quiet. It's not electrified. It's repeatable back and forth. And I think I'm going to wrap this up by saying thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy your grinding.